Hello, I'm Bill Major, and this is Shaman Time. Another opportunity to invite you into the conversation and discussion and relax and take yourself to a place where you normally don't take much time to go, and that's just within yourself. To let go of the things that have been around you all day long and maybe throughout the week, however long it may have been since the last time you just decided to simply take a break. I'd like to fill your time right now with a prospect and opportunity to hear something or come across something that will help you to connect the dots in life, the simple parts of things. After all, it's not complex things that get in the way of what we do, but it's the simple things that we don't thread together that lead to issues and situations that become more difficult to handle and to manage in a way that keeps us from becoming overstimulated or excited or elevated. And after all, we do want to have just a quiet, calm, and just basic central ability to be happy. Happiness is a pretty important product in our lives, and it's a scarce commodity. I'm going to take a time now to talk about faith or belief in something will be or will happen a particular way, and yet where we don't have to invest totally our entire life experience in it to believe that we're actually headed where we're supposed to go, or that we will achieve the greater things in our life of which we wish to be part of, or to become more involved. So, as we progress down through the process of faith, there are all kinds of ways to get definitions of it. I would suggest starting within yourself and derive it from what you know or you perceive to be your belief of what faith is. We also find it very easy to slip into the ideas and reins of religion. Things they talk about, take it on faith. You hear it all the time. You must be faithful. There's a faithfulness involved with this. There's a loyalty, a commitment. These are all ways to stimulate or adjectives and accolades to be laid across the vocabulary to invite us into the aspects of thinking that we can believe in something and it will become true, provided we maintain the faith. Some let us know that we have to obligate our entire being and our wealth, our ability, everything must be poured into it to have us get where we're going and keeping the faith. I'm suggesting there may be some alternatives that are faith and faith-driven and faith-centric to our culture, and we're not even really tuned into it. The confidence that when you go to the wall switch and you turn it and the lights will come on is fairly high. Actually, the times that it doesn't work is so few in a person's lifetime now, they may never have really thought that it wouldn't happen. Is it faith that gives them the idea that when they flip the switch it'll come on? Or is it just simply they haven't had a life experience where it hasn't happened that the lights don't come on? Such is the process with ideas. What about the idea of switching on your faith? Like it has a switch and you can turn it on and it'll always be there when you need it. But you don't have faith turned on all the time, burning 24 hours a day around the clock. It becomes something that soothes you when times are rough and carries you past those places that are difficult and where you don't see yourself as being the most integral part of taking care of yourself and those around you. Faith is an interesting phenomena. If you try to measure it, it's like water. It runs through your fingers and it changes. It fits every need that we ever have, and yet it's still faith. And the form it takes is the most important thing to us. It aids us and puts us where we need to be in order to be on the path to being happy and to achieving the things that we want to do. Now, we find ourselves saying, well, what is this faith? I've always thought of faith as being just one thing. It's more than one thing. It's a conglomeration of every kind of experience whenever we need a little assistance to carry us forward and to get us off of high center when we're stalled out. Some of us are concerned, well, what about my business? I need to consult someone about my business. I'm not sure my business is prospering. Well, you have bookkeepers to tell you what the bottom line is, and you have consultants to tell you how your product line is doing or how it's seen, and you have surveys for feedback to let you know what the local community or your audience or your consumers think about it. But it's not enough. There's still a nagging doubt inside ourselves about, well, what is going on with my business? Is it prospering? Is it really? We ask those questions over and over again, and soon we find our mind just spinning around and around like a merry-go-round, and it just goes and goes and goes. Where it stops, when it will stop, we really have to work at. If a person can find a way to attach themselves to an outcome and have confidence, that's faith in this situation, that that outcome is not only achievable, but is inevitable because of the way people are living and what they're doing, the way they carry themselves. They're very, very good at what they're doing. So often they can find a way to do the impossible and not even realize that they've taken themselves out of the equation of failure and are purely on the sheet of success. Success is a very intricate part of being happy. Happiness comes from all of us being able to find our way to a new and resounding success. The success is also an immeasurable part of our happiness. When we go to happiness, we are very, very easy to see the ability of everyone else around us not only succeeding themselves, but being allies and supporting us in our general pursuit of what we're doing. General pursuit of what we're doing. It's as though there's a great big pot of faith out there, and we all can dip down into it individually, as a group, simultaneously, and there's no limit to it. So when you're with a like-minded group of people, do you ever find that as you discuss things and new things are brought forward, that how they weave themselves together and they create a net of ideas, a web of concern, a way that you can actually snare and trap more ideas quickly with very little discourse or having to ratify or amend or change what you're thinking. It blends together and creates a homogeneous path to where you want to go. And you're not alone. You have shared this experience with those that are in the meeting with you or that you're talking with. Pretty much like I do when we come over here to doing the work on this program. A whole group of people show up to help me out. There's an audience that sits and listens and provides feedback on breaks and in between. There's folks who have been writing in. There's all kinds of information that's being made available to us through the regular feedback of people that are here, such as I'm supposed to talk slower and not be so excitable and running on and on and on so fast. So keeping that in mind, I slow down and I go back to what we're talking about. I have faith and confidence that at some point I will reach a regulated amount of talk at a speed that matches you guys. So we're all in sync. But it's kind of tough at times to even remember that you guys are listening to me because you're trying to gain something new. Do you have confidence that you're going to get something new from this? Well, I do, to such a degree that I prepare for this. I spend my time and my thoughts getting ready to talk about it so that I have a clear path of where I'm going. I'm right here to tell you now that you can look into a child's eyes who thinks that there's going to be something happening or they're going somewhere, and no matter what you say or do, they don't let go of it. They just know they're going to get to go. They just know they're going to have a good time. They're very much aware of what they're doing and how they're going to get there. Now, how does a person know when to switch from one place to another? Are there signals? Are there things that let you know that it's time to go from one place to another so that you have an ability to enhance your communications or your reception? Maybe you need to change your geography where you are so that you can better hear what's being provided to you. And what's coming to you comes in many ways. From what you hear, what you read, maybe from what you hear. Perhaps the sidebar conversations around the dinner table or around a table in your conference room or wherever you're at a meeting or on a bus or a train, somewhere where you're congregating with more than one person, whether they're known or unknown to you. There is a constant feedback from the universe through everybody and anything around you that's to give you the best clues possible to take you where you want to go. This is Shaman Time. I'm Bill Major, and I enjoy being here with you, and I do look forward to your feedback in the future, whichever way you can get it to me, letters, emails, or the web. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate all your time. And come on back. This is Shaman Time, Until next time, take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy. This is Shaman Time.